Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to discuss the 3 ingredients that make a great investor. Now, I get asked quite often from my juniors, what makes a great investor? And I always ask them to guess, what do you guys think? And they'll tell me things like, an investor needs to be very smart. Number 2, they need to be mathematically strong. And I think this is a very big misconception. Why? Well, number 1, I've been working as an investment analyst for, say, 10 years, and I managed to find really, really good stocks. And these 2 elements, while important, is not a must. So the 3 important ingredients in making a good investor are as follows. The first, the desire. Number 2, you have to make a decision to be a great investor. And number 3, you need knowledge. I think all of them are equally important. So number 1, the desire of being a great investor or find really good investments. Why is it important? So for this, let me give you an example. As far as I can remember, ever since when I was a teen, I always had a vision that I would be an extremely great investor. I used to stay up at nights and imagine that I would be able to double my money in certain stocks after investing in 6-7 months. And with that vision, that actually compelled me to read all the accounting books and all the financial books which I can find. True, most of them were very boring, and as a teen, if it gets a bit dry, I tend to not want to read it. However, with that vision in my head, that pushed me forward to finish all these books. Subsequently, after university, despite me being slightly dyslexic and having difficulties to read numbers or even read books, but when there was a job opening for an investment analyst, I just pushed all my limitation aside and applied for that job. And to my surprise, I actually got the job as a financial analyst. And as they say, after 10,000 hours, you'll be an expert. And I can safely say I passed the mark. However, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty decent in stock picking. So the first element, desire, is extremely important. This will push you or propel you towards your goals. And trust me, there will be times where you will have many setbacks and frustration. And there will be times when you find really bad investment ideas when you initially thought that it was the best thing since sliced bread. But it's the vision that compels you. Despite all the obstacles, you will achieve your goal. I think over here, I would like to say we should also fail faster and never be scared. The whole thing of it all is sometimes when we are moving towards a big goal, we are definitely going to be scared. And sometimes it's the fear that keeps us paralyzed and not moving forward. And as a disclaimer, if you start anything, for the first few times, we are definitely going to make mistakes. So always keep that in mind. Mistakes are bound to happen, but they are lessons for us. The second element which is important is making a decision. And typically what I found is that good investors had made the decision to be a great investor years ago. And by making that decision, they kept with a discipline of always studying to be better and better. If we don't make our minds, however, we can always change our minds. And when we change our minds, that's the scary part, where one day we think to ourselves, I want to be an investor. The next day we think to ourselves, nah, I'd rather be a great basketball player, for instance. So make a decision early and stay at that decision. And finally is knowledge. So I like this saying, and I like to impart this saying to you guys, which is the assets will not make the investors money. It's not the stocks, it's not the real estate, it's not the forex or your forex investment. Rather, it's what you do with these assets. If you know how to buy shares, how to time the market, and also how to fundamentally find stocks which are undervalued, you are poised to make money. So the more knowledge you have in these asset classes, the more money you can make. So with that, I wish you all the luck in the world. And if there's any questions, please write in the comment section, or you can always send me a personal email. Alright, thank you so much.